Jamen hej igen, og velkommen tilbage til kanalen. Det er tid til noget mere Vinland Saga. In this video, we are going to be watching Season 2, Episodes 11 and 12. Things are looking good at the moment for Thorfinn and Einar. But there's also been a lot of foreshadowing, and we of course talked about everything that's going on in the previous one, specifically with Knut at the moment, what he's doing, what he has been doing, and what that might lead to. So, do you have anything you want to say before we get into it? Nope. All right, then just subscribe, like, comment, you know the dealio. It really helps when you do that. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so over on Patreon. We have uncuts, early reactions, up to like 10 episodes ahead over there. And if you aren't able to support on Patreon because for some reason don't have access to it, then we also have YouTube memberships as an alternative. Links down in the description below. And let's do this, get into the first one. Episode 11, titled Kings and Swords. Here we go.
Still padded like a...
Yeah. Still almost wrapped in bubble wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Oh.
完全武装でよく動く。
あれ、本物の剣なんでしょ？そうでしょう。
ご安心なさいませ。ウルフ殿は達人です。大事に至らぬように加減しておられるはずです。
Is he?
クヌート兄様、剣なんて触るのも嫌いな方だったのに。
陛下はイングランドで王者の地に目覚められたのです。大変。
You can say that again.
Mm-hmm. He's changed.
敵のみならず配下の者もまた陛下の剣の風格を見ているのですぞ。
So, do better?
気づいておるのだろう。なるほど。途中から一段と打ち込みが鋭くなったのはあれがためか。
そう。またそう。
忘れろ。失言だ。隣の男との話に夢中のようだ。
Made you look.
Yep. Cheap trick.
Yeah.
そちらにあげた者どもから踏んだくっても年間3000ポンドというところです。全体的な増税で対処するほかないでしょう。
Yeah.
それなどおすすめ物件ですな。スベルケルの子ケティル。南部でかなりの土地を所有する豪農です。
Oh no. Yeah.
デンマーク王位即位式の直後に大幅増税ということになりますな。こうなると逆にデンマーク国民の反発が心配。
I'd say that's a certainty.
If the Danes back then were as they are now,
Yeah.
or just a little bit.
開拓以外の方法で王の持つ畑を増やすのだ。
接種
Oh.
金がいるのだ。少々の無理は通さねばならぬ。増税によって国全体に不満の種をまくよりは上策であろう。そなたにもっとよ。
So we're not gonna piss off everyone, just some of them.
Yeah.
王とは剣だ。こんな世で武力を持たぬ王に何ができる。
Peace. Never that simple.
ハラルド王が見まかったと。1週間前だ。一足遅かったな、親父。それほどお加減が悪かったとは。
Well, it was sudden.
Somewhat sudden.
お前がわしを出迎えるということは、クヌト陛下もここにいらっしゃるということか。こうなっては次のデンマーク王になる方とも 良い関係を築いておかなくては。お前からなんとか陛下に取り継いではもらえんか。
Oh, he's gonna want to meet you, yeah.
オルマル、おい、オルマルはどこへ行
Oh
った？
no.
あ、はい。
What did that?
あいつももう20歳だろう。子供じゃねえんだろ。子供じゃい。
Yes.
いつまで経っても子供
Behaving
なん
like
じゃ。
one.
あのバカむ。
Oh, he even called him an idiot.
今頃肩がぶつかったのなんだろう。謝る謝らないのと揉め事になっとるに違いないわ。てめえからぶつかってきたんだろうが。
Wow.
He
Yeah.
really knows his idiot son, huh?
どういう言い草だそりゃ。どうしてくれんだこれ。商売物の反物だぞ。ほう。
Oh.
どう育てたらこんなひねくる野郎が出来上がんだ。こっちはな。
It's a good question.
譲りの正直商売で通って。
Fine privilege.
当たり屋やろう。
頭きたぞ。このさったかだったんや。
Whoop. Oh, big man, huh? With a sword.
卑怯だ。男がやるっつったらよ。それすなわち玉の取り合いよ。
We all know, like, as soon as you're
日頃の
gonna face like a, oh, come on, look at him, facing like a real warrior, then you're gonna crumple.
あら聞くが、誰が買ってやったと思っとるんだその覚悟を。
Hmm?
こんなバカ息子。
なんだよクソやつ。
What do you think?
首突っ込むんじゃねえ。
その他物は弁償させてくれ。
Should never hit your kids. Almost willing to make an exception in this case.
Almost.
Almost.
ちゃんとお釣りを返さんか。あ、親父、やだな、見てたんすか。
Oh no, it's the same kind of.
No way.
まだまだ大きい取引は任せられんな。すみません。
Yeah.
うちの
It's
せがれ
live.
失礼いたしました。私で。
Oh,
It's live, Ericsson. Oh my god. Hell yeah.
ほう、養子ですか。
Oh,
ま
okay.
あそんなようなものです。
Wide-eyed.
トルフィンです。さっきはどうも。みんなギョロメって呼ぶんで、そう呼んでください。
huh?
うちの家人にも同じ名の者がおるなと思っただけでして、物静かで真面目な働き者です。
Right, he's the.
わしもこれをトルフィンと名付けた方が良かったが。
なかなか精悍な息子さんで。
And then adopted him and... Did he call him Thorfinn? Or was that already...
But
sorry.
wasn't it?
Maybe. Sorry, I might have just forgotten. Sorry.
ノルド人で金髪で茶色い目。年格好はちょうどこのくらい。
驚いたな。おっしゃる通りです。背丈はもっと低いです。
Live?
体に無数の刀傷があるのを見たことはありますが。
期待しない方がいいですよ。またどうせ俺の時みたいに。分かっとるが、ここまでの特徴はあっとる。
Go take a look!
どこだってどっつぁん。いやいや、だからその。
So he just adopted a lot of...
いや、そんなに
Well,
遠
he
くは
can't-
ないんだ、ほんと。ケティルさんも
he
船で来てる
can't,
な。
sail on his own, right?
Sure.
順風で5日とか言うとった。
じゃあ10日以上の時間のロスじゃねえか。寄り道って言わねえよ。
今度のトルフィンはいつもとは。
This Thorfinn is different. He's just been trying to find Thorfinns all over the place.
悪いが今回ばかりは使えねえ。ご了承ください。
Damn.
昨日申し込んで、もうクヌート陛下に拝謁が許されるとは。お前結構顔が利くんだな、トールギル。
Well,
Just wait and see.
うちの農作物は質も量も南部で一番だ。陛下とてうちと取引を持ってそんなことはあるまいや。
He wants your crops, all right.
mm-hmm.
よし行くぞ。オルマル。礼儀正しくな。
Or better just shut up. Like just.
Don't bring him.
世はいたずらに父や兄のやり方を崩そうとは思っておらぬ。安心しろ。そなたのような力ある豪農はデンマークの宝。
Oh, he's really
ありがたきお言葉。今後もどうかお変わりなくご後輩のほどを。
no, no,
Not you.
no,
Not you.
fool of a toque.
今まで稽古を積んできました。お役に立ちます。なんならここで腕前を。
やめんか。
Don't you?
おやじ、俺は戦がやりてんだ。
今日はこのバカ息子。これ
Well.
構わぬぞケティル。その者の剣の腕前見てやろう。
By slicing up a
人体とみなし切ってみせよ。
はい、そんじゃ一発。
if it's their that's a waste of food. Did you just do a Kia? Why you? It's not a saw.
そなたの重視弾入りに関しては重視長と協議し明日通達する。それまでイエリング城下に投留しておれ。
It has to be a no, right? Unless he thinks he can use him somehow. There's some sort of strategic value there.
とにかくやっちまったもんはしょうがねえ。これ以上一族に恥の上塗りをしねえように気をつけるこった。
よくいる手合いです。実力はなくプライドは高い。己の力量を全く分かっておりません。戦場では真っ先にああいうものが知ります。
Cannon fodder.
重視長としての意見は分かった。ではもう一つの意見を聞こう。
Yeah, here we go. What do you have in mind?
あの若者。
そうだな。使え。
Could be useful.
即位前だがみすみす良い機会を逃すこともあるまい。万民の平和のためだ。悪いが泣いてもらおう。
Damn.
接収第1号だ。
So they're just gonna use him for some sort of like.
Yeah, some sort of ploy to requisition to take
Like a
Ketil's
ransom
farm.
thing, maybe like a.
Maybe, or like get him to do his bidding in some way, or because he is his son, like Ketil's son, he might actually want to get rid of Ketil and then have this weak man he can control instead. Or yeah, I don't know. It definitely doesn't bode well for Ketil and his farm. It's very clear that Knud, and we've said this so many times, and they're also saying it in the show, but he's different now and willing to do horrible things to achieve peace.
Yeah, and I feel like that's. I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed because I felt like he was going places, but I'm disappointed also because from Ketil, he's a good man and he gives thralls. I'm calling them thralls, giving them opportunities to kind of like become free people.
Yeah, free
And
themselves.
yeah, but under the guise, or what do we say, like he's just like he's good for the community, right? He's like it's like growth.
Yeah,
he's in principle this is some sort of business, right? Because he's like, okay, we cultivate, or I hire, or I buy these slaves or thralls, I buy them, and then they cultivate the land, and then I get we get crops, and then they can help me on the farm. Like he's just building some sort of like
free them and then continue working for me.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna want to work for me. I'm not leading with fear. I'm leading with love. So it's like he's the kind of man you want as a leader. It's just in this world with what's going on right now.
But I mean, like, this is good business. So for me, I feel like it's also, in a way, it's also... But of course, I don't know anything about Ketil. They don't know anything about, like, what he achieves, what, like, all of this. Because I feel like what Ketil is doing could also benefit the crown and the country and everything. And
sure.
And it's just like, Knut is constantly saying stuff like, yeah, it's for the better, it's for peace and whatever, peace and prosperity or whatever. But it's like, I feel like he's missing certain pieces. And it's just like, but this is a thing that I have in general with people who lead, whether it's politicians or like kings or whatever. Mm. It's like, this is a problem I have. It's like, you have all these you're in a place of power and you could potentially help the people. Mm. And you can actually make your people prosper from doing what's like, even if it's like a sacrificing a little bit, like, but what I mean is also like you sacrifice a huge portion of your own privilege or your own money or whatever, and you actually redistribute wealth in another way. Like, it's like if you do that, then you can actually gain the favor of the actual people, and not just like royalty or nobility or people who in some sort of way have are higher in like the power hierarchy and whatever.
You have to listen to me just because I'm born into this, and that's just how it is, our hierarchy wise.
Yeah, born into it, or like work their way up the ladder, you know. It's like, but for me it's not necessarily like, but this is for like just every person who is like extremely privileged and or in power and or
has a lot of influence,
wealth, stuff like this, right? It's like, use all of this for good instead of just saying, oh, it's for peace, for perspective. Like, it feels, det klinger hult, so it's like, it rings hollow. It's like, when you're not really doing like what's also in like, if he still believes in God, if he still believes in like all of this like agape love and all this altruism and whatnot. This is not how you should do it. Like that's not, at least because it's also like a lot of people in this position of power, they are blind towards because they not necessarily have been there themselves, right? They have not been slaves. They have not been at the bottom of the barrel. They have not experienced prejudice or discrimination, or they never tried to go hungry, never been poor, never anything. They don't know what it means to live. They like, don't, as most people do. No, exactly. And it was like, it's like how tough the world can be, and how cruel it could be, and how unlucky you could be, and how like it's like, and it's obviously this is very close to my heart, as you can tell from me just rambling, but it just like, for me it just rings so hollow that a person who says, I'm doing this for the best, it doesn't feel like the best, because it feels like he is not either not considering what good it can actually do to the people, or he's not simply just blind to it because he doesn't know. Like, it comes from a place of ignorance, whether it's malignant or unwilling. Otherwise, yeah, sorry, that was just a whole bunch of because that doesn't feel like that's where he's going right now, and it just pisses me off, because I had high hopes for this kid. Yeah, he wants to do the right thing for the people, seemingly, but he's also willing to let the people suffer to get there. And it's one of those cases where it seems like he's just moving
the goalpost, just gonna keep moving it where we're gonna achieve it in the end, but I need to do this thing, and I need to take this from the people and this, and I need more money for the army, and no one's gonna respect me if I'm not strong, if I'm not a strong king with a lot of warriors who are also strong and capable, and it's just all about that and not actually ruling, being there for the people, making their lives better. Does that sound familiar in any way with where we are in the world right now? Because that's like, we don't technically have kings and queens or anything like that anymore. It's not the same. Rule. But we still have people who rule. We still have people in power. That's what, like, some of these systems we have in place now in more modern times with the politicians, how it should function is, it's people who get elected, people who have lived life and knows what it's like to be one of the common folk, or whatever you want to say, and then they get elected to do something good for the people, and they'll work at that for a number of years, and then they'll go back and we'll get some new people in to. That's how we keep it moving. But that's not the system we have. That now we just have career politicians instead, who are part of this ruling class, and doesn't seem like they have the people's interests at heart. So it's just infuriating to watch something like this. It's so long ago, and things should have changed. Things have changed. It's not like things haven't changed, but we need more.
Certain things have changed.
More than that. Certain things have changed.
Human minds, human
greed and
whatever.
And that's still there.
Corruptibility, George power, stuff like that. Yeah, it's still very much like human nature. Human nature, right?
Yes.
But this also reminded me the fight they had. It kind of reminded me. You said earlier that Knut was kind of like reminiscent of, or like what he said was kind of reminiscent of Eskilel. And that also made me think that Eskilel, he was not necessarily always, he was very seldomly, he was fighting with honor. And in this, we saw someone who was actually fighting with honor, and then when Knut was about to lose, he exploited his weaknesses, the opponent's weaknesses, and I called it cheap tricks because I think it was cheap tricks. But I mean, it's, of course, it could also be seen as sneaky or clever, because it was strategic, because he knew how to frick him, and then how to strike when
he wasn't paying attention. And
yes, exactly, and then that's how he won. But I still feel like it was very dishonorable, and again, that also speaks to his character, and it's also because all the things that I really didn't like about Eskilel is kind of like.
It's kind of like Eskilel 2.0 almost.
Exactly,
in this case.
It's repeating,
So the road that we saw him go down, or that we hoped that he was about to embark on in the first season, it seems like he made a right turn and just took over for Eskilel instead, almost.
It's a bit like monkey see, monkey do, right?
I guess. And he didn't have a lot of good. He didn't really have anyone to look up to, and Ragnar was there for him, was the only one who was like a father to him, but he was also shielding him from the world, shielding him from everything. So that wasn't necessarily ideal either. But then he died, got killed. Wasn't gonna follow in the footsteps of his dad necessarily, even though now he kind of is. And then Eskilel and everything he did.
Is there a middle point between curling parents and bowling parents?
I don't know where you're going with it. So
no, I was just curious, because obviously he was raised by a curling parent, Knut. As you say, he was shielding and whatnot. And then I was just like, what's the middle way between a bowling parent and a? Sorry, it's just my brain working on.
That's fine. I don't. Are those terms typically like curling parents and bowling parents? Is that a term you say in English as well?
I'm actually not sure, but in case you don't know what it is, a curling parent is curling is like you have these stones that you throw down like an icy path, and then you you
pave you're paving the way for them, or you're like constantly
brushed or whatever. Yeah. So you clear all the obstacles.
Yes.
Or bumps.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I see what you mean. And then bowling is just you just throw the damn ball, and it'll have to knock down the obstacles itself.
You just throw the kid out, and they're like, here.
Here you go. Let's see.
Here's the world.
Let's see how many pins you knock over.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, makes sense. I actually never really thought about those terms.
Okay. Well.
At all, like why they're called that, but
you learned something.
Thank you for that. And I hope you guys learned something as well. You want to get into the next one?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Episode 12 for Lost Love. Here we go.
あの机に突っ伏してる。
あの若者だ。
はいはい、なるほど。
あの面なら納得いくぜ。豚に乾杯した男。
Wow. The rumors, they spread.
伝えるだけでいいんすか？落第だと。
そうだ。伝えるだけでいい。
まあいいっすけど。
Okay, so telling him that he's not gonna be part of, like, obviously, but.
行ってこい。後で酒でもおごってやる。
Okay. Purposefully wanna make the kid angry and then do something extremely stupid. What is that stupid thing you want him to do? What did the butterfly do?
アホ面じゃ負けてないぜ。お前らもな。
こっちも仕事なんだ。工場くらい言わせてくれよ。ああ、オルマル殿。貴殿の重視団への入団希望。
Loudly, so everyone hears.
ゆえにだな。今回は実に惜しいことながら。実に惜しいことだから。惜しいことはねえやだ。豚に乾杯。
Sorry, but it is a little bit funny.
It is.
The way they say, like, you lost to a pig.
Yeah, like
both
both this and like in the previous episode, it was actually surprisingly funny.
ああ、そういや親方の料理人が一人欲しがってたぜ。
そりゃ無理だ。豚切れねえもん。
Okay, the idiot is about to do something.
So maybe they're trying to get them dispelled from the land because he's about to do something really stupid. And it's like
oh yeah.
戦士たる者、侮辱には剣で向ける。抜け。
He started by challenging him like he was supposed to. Nothing's more dangerous than a fragile male ego.
おお、張り切っちゃってな。稽古つけてやるぜ。オルマル殿。
So far, he hasn't done anything that warrants. Oh, he's gonna help him out, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, he's gonna make it so that Olmar is actually going to kill this guy, I think. Possibly by like flicking a coin at his head or something.
Right.
That's why they showed us.
Yeah, with the butterfly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
とっとと立って野郎をぶち殺せ。
Well, it is a duel, so like if he does kill him, that's still not enough to.
But what about the others?
But how would he manage to do that? How are those two related? It can't be the same mom, right? Or maybe...
One took after the mom, one took after the dad.
Oh, they could also.
気合を入れろオルマル野郎を殺せぶち殺せ行け
Impressive war cry, but...
稽古はしまいだ
Flick. Yep. Ah! Right at the... People must have noticed, right?
マジかよおい野郎
Oh, that's what they were counting on.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Counting on these people being just as idiotic as Olmar.
あとは任せろ
And with the brother too, right?
Yeah. Holy...
Pig.
Holy pig?
Pig?
Sure.
人を殺した
Yeah, dude. At least he's reacting the way you should. Like, it should not be a nice feeling. Killing someone, taking someone's life.
石か何かで潰されたなオルマルトールギル
Oh.
どけ道を開けてくれ
He's gonna have a freaking heart attack.
落ち着けだと王の使者を殺しておいて
Yeah. The king's men.
相手は5人俺が加勢しても文句を言われる筋合いはねえ親ならオルマルを褒めてやってくれよ
I definitely still think that Knut is gonna use this as a reason for
Yes.
taking the farm.
誰も守っちゃいねえよそんな法律
Well,
こいつらだって
Knut might be different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or using that as an excuse to...
Yeah, but he is, you know, one of Knut's gods, so shouldn't he also, like, I don't know.
兵だ俺たちは悪くねえよくある決闘だ普通なら罰を受けることはねえ
Normally.
But this was an elaborate setup.
Mm-hmm.
So...
神妙に我が前へ出てまいれ
どういうことだオルマルが生きてるぞ
Oh.
それにケティルともう一
Oh, they were not prepared for...
クルート陛下の重視ケティルの子トールギルだ
Huh, so Thorgil was kind of an unknown here?
決闘は王陛下の名において禁じられておる貴様らは王陛下に対し不敬よ
They're still gonna go ahead with the thing.
剣を渡し手を後ろに回せおい聞こえんのか
Dude, what are you... Oh, wow! It's about to get completely out of hand here.
Mm-hmm.
The whole situation.
Yes, but I mean... It's not gonna make it easier for anyone, right?
Nope.
Especially not his father. Still wanna go through with that at rest?
三下てめえに聞きたいことがある俺は気が短い答え方には気を
I'm gonna try and press him for information.
なんでオルマルを勝たせた
勝たせた
Yeah, he noticed
Yeah,
with the
the thing
eye.
with the eye. Yeah. Well, speaking of eyes...
ハケなんでオルマルを藁にはめた
ケテルを
Oh, he's spilling the beans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did not see this coming. I thought the plan was just gonna...
対する大逆不敬の罪にケテルを連座させるため
Well, this guy's dead no matter what.
血が止まらねえ
終わりだクヌートに目をつけられ
Mm-hmm.
違うぞ親父こいつは始まりだ
What?
敵は強いぜ
You just welcoming this? What are you? Thorgil 2.0? Or Thorgil 0.5 because he's not as big. Never mind.
And his name was Thorgil, right?
Yes, all the Thor people are just
crazy. Thorfinn as well. Like
crazy good warriors too.
Yeah.
トールギルの身柄を拘束し損ねたのは私の責任です。
腕の立つ男のようだな。
良い部下でした。
段取りに影響はない。成敗の口実は成立した。予定通りにケティルの農場へ赴む。
Now they're really gonna take it with force.
But if they head to his farm, he's gonna find Thorfinn, right?
This is kind of like sort of what I talked about, like my theory in the previous one.
では3日後の卒業、出陣する。下がれ。
は。
It's all gonna come to a head at Ketil's farm. And we're only like halfway through the season.
It's gonna go down.
It's oh, and the head is back. A cursed head.
息子が己に似てきたことを父が喜んで何が悪い
Yeah, that's not what you want. Don't want to be like your dad.
Unless your dad is a nice dad.
Sure.
Not this one though.
Not this dad.
No. But that's also.
Oh, but we also have Life heading there. No, oh, and he smuggled them there. That's how they got away. I don't want anything to happen to Life.
It's a deal, yeah. So he's gonna have Thorfinn and.
うちの門を説得するのがどんだけ骨折りだったか。心配するな。戦士に二言はねえ。
He stinks.
ケテル農場が3倍の値で全て買い取る。
Isn't that nice? But yeah.
だよな、親父。親父、もう出てきても。
He's just so angry at the whole situation. I would be so angry as well. Like, his sons did this.
I wouldn't be angry. I was just like, here, consequences. There you go.
Leave me out of it, but the problem is they're not gonna. It's still very much going to impact Ketil and everything he holds dear.
But that was how the game was built for him, right? Or how it was rigged.
Yeah. The game was rigged from the start. Rigged from the start. Looking towards the sunset.
夕日がそんなに珍しいか？
いや。
I smell trouble.
A change is coming. The weather is changing.
すべては楽土建設のため。
Even with like the blonde hair and like the
All for lost love.
Blue eyes and everything, he's very Ozymandias-like.
Yeah, you made that comparison before. Pretty spot on. Yeesh. Okie dokie. The board is set, it seems like.
It's heating up.
It really, really is. We now have... We're halfway through the season, and there's some setup here for like what could potentially be the rest of the season-ish. Is now Canute, he's gathering his forces, waiting for Floki and the Vikings to show up. I still want to hear more about Sigvaldi, because we've only heard about the guy, and that's who they were, like who Thors was going to, like who they were going to visit to begin with at the beginning of season 1, right? Or at least I'll send my head to Sigvaldi so he knows that I didn't go like I didn't forsake him or something like that. And you know, like it's connected to also Thorgil, who is Sigvaldi's brother.
But do you think they're gonna bring Sigvaldi to this?
No, probably not. Probably not. Maybe saving that for later on. I don't know. But at least Floki and the Jomsvikings Vikings are coming, and we know that they are very capable warriors. Even if they have, the Ketil's farm, they have Thorgil on their side, who's, from what we saw in this episode, also a beast for sure. He's not gonna. He can't take out, what was it, like 77 Vikings plus Floki and whoever else is coming there, and it seems like Knut is going himself. So yeah, we really have some setup there, but then we also have Leif going there, and he's transporting Ketil and Thorgil and Olmar, who are essentially fugitives and criminals. But Leif is doing it because Thorfinn.
Yes.
And he's been trying to find Thorfinn for a long while, and even starting to just adopting people who look like Thorfinn and then calling them Thorfinn. I'm not quite sure how that works.
In the start of the season, we saw that he was looking for Thorfinn.
Yeah.
And then he saw a slave, right? This guy who looked a lot like him, but it wasn't him. And then he was like, he obviously took a liking to him, and then bought that guy, and then asked him to be called Thorfinn.
Seems like it, yeah. And that's a reunion I'm very much looking forward to. It's just we also can't really have nice things in this series. So,
no, but that's also, we know that Knut is coming, right? So that's also like,
yeah, and one of Leif's sons mentioned a thing about when sailing towards Greenland or Iceland or something, that it's gonna freeze over. Like we can't do it if we wait too long, because like this whole trip is gonna be 10 days or something. So they probably because of like the time of year, they're not even gonna be like, they're gonna have to stay there and just defend the place until they can leave. Or I don't know, but I think like the nice and calm. There's been plenty of horrible stuff going on in this season, but maybe not as much compared to the first one. It has been more calm, especially for Thorfinn. But that's about to change, and his new vow to not do any kind of violence towards anyone. Ooh, that's gonna be hard to keep if he wants to defend this place.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see what happens. He might have to spring into action and might not do it until someone he cares about is either getting killed in front of him or about to die or something. And so I am, for that reason, very afraid for both Leif and Einar. I don't think any of them is going to die, but
I don't know. It's just like I kind of don't want to
theorize too much.
No. But I mean, I kind of don't want to. I really want to believe in the oath, in the vow, in that he's actually able to do this. But I'm also like, we might need him to go into.
What if he can? Because if he's wants to follow in his father's footsteps, finally, his father still fought. He just didn't kill. So like he can knock them out, if he goes by the same.
Yeah, but let's see how he's. Well, let's see how he's gonna, if he's gonna bend the rules, or if the rules are, if he's gonna keep to him. What's gonna happen?
It's hella exciting. Like these two episodes really did a lot for the setup of the last half of the season, and we didn't even spend any time really with Thorfinn and Einar here. No. It was just a lot of setup and getting to the point that we talked about and the theories about. Okay, maybe the way that these stories are gonna twine is Knud, for some reason, is going to attack or do something with Ketil's farm, and that's maybe gonna make him an antagonist. And it very much seems like that is the road that we are going down. Which,
yes.
again, kind of sucks with just like the potential of that character.
Yeah. I mean, like, I understand. It's not like I don't agree with the choices, or I don't agree with the like his developmental arc or whatever you would say, character arc.
No.
It's a bit like, and I'm sorry to pull this, but it's a bit like with Nathan Shelley in Ted Lasso, right? Like it's
of course, Ted Lasso. Yeah.
I understand why they made his character that way that they did. But it's like, it feels like a betrayal, but just like it's not that I didn't see it coming, or, you know, like, it's not that I won't accept it, or, you know, no. It's not like, it's not that I'm not one of those people where I'm like, I hate everything just because a character that I like turned out to not be the character that I liked, or whatever. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not gonna be like that. It's just, as you say, it's just like, oh, the potential you had for being a great king and a great, like... Yeah. And then you turn, and then you become this antagonist, and you become this villain, and it's like... Yeah. But, I mean, and that's also how you make great villains, right? It's you show where they come from, you make them turn, or you simply you go into, like, that you understand the villain, not necessarily condone what they're doing, but you understand, okay, where is all of this coming from?
You understand their motivations.
Why did you, like... That's also why I can accept that Daenerys went mad in the end, but
spoilers for
Game of Thrones. I'm sorry. Yeah. But that's also why, like, I'm not mad about Daenerys going mad, or the bird guy becoming the bird guy.
Bran becoming Three-Eyed Raven becoming the king.
I understand, and I
you understand the story choices.
where they go, but with the Game of Thrones, it was like I hated the pacing, and like there was a lot of things that went wrong there.
Yeah.
And for here, it's like because I like everything, it works, and it's like So I like the end point. It's just
sure. It's with Game of Thrones specifically. I've seen, and it's also now because we got House of the Dragon, and we got completely going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but we got House of the Dragon, and we got A Night of Seven Kingdoms coming out very, very soon. So we got more Game of Thrones-y stuff going on in Westeros, in that world. So people are bringing it up again, talking about it a little bit. And I've seen people going back with the seasons and how people were disappointed with the final season. And I've heard some people say now that it was kind of predictable because people always sort of turn on the things that they love, or I just knew that they were going to make some sort of story decision that they weren't going to agree with, or yada yada yada, like making it sound like the people who didn't like the season, it was because of the story. And no, it wasn't because of the story choices. Mainly it was because of the pacing, and it didn't feel earned. The story it didn't feel earned. It was rushed. That's why most people have an issue with it. Then returning to this series, and it's also a general thing for me that I've noticed, and sometimes with comments, where I think some people are maybe like misunderstanding. For example, we're sitting here and we're being like, oh no, Knud, don't do that. And oh, you had so much promise. And it seems like we're not happy with the story that's being told, but that's not the case. It's just because we care about these characters and this world, and we're always, suckers for hopeful stuff as well. And we want the characters to do the right thing, even though we know that they're most likely not going to. And of course it also makes for some very engaging, entertaining stories when characters don't make the right choices. Wouldn't be probably as entertaining with most kinds of mediums if all the characters did the right thing all the time. So that's not the reason why, because I've just gotten some comments sometimes, and also with Battlestar Galactica that I'm watching, where people, they misunderstand it as I'm angry at the story being told, or I think it's like poor storytelling, or bad choices for the characters. And no, that's not the case. It all makes sense. It's just because I care about them and I want them to make better choices. I want them to survive. I want them to not. Yeah, I'm rooting for them to do the right thing, even when I know it's most likely not going to happen. So it's just because it's just because we're invested. That's why. Yeah, exactly. All right. Anything else for this one? No. Okie dokes. Danish word of the day, and then we'll wrap it up.
Maybe quickly. In the end, we see Knud was kind of like, it was almost like he spoke out to God, right? Or he spoke out to someone, and he says, "Hate me, curse me if you want, but I'm doing this for my utopia. I'm doing this for lost love." And I couldn't help but think that, did that mean that he was kind of like the lost love? Was that the lost love that he had this whole epiphany about what is love? Is this the love that is lost? Or is it more practically speaking, like, is it for love lost for his brother through his father? Like,
it could be kind of a mix of all of it, and like him
love for God, stuff like that.
And him sort of, I'd say at this point, misunderstanding the point of what it means to love everyone, because he's like justifying what he's doing because he's for the good of the people, because I love them and I want to create this utopia. But yeah, well, we already talked a lot about all of that.
I was just noting, is it like, is this a sign that he has gone back on his belief, or is it that a sign of like it's what I mean, like, is this like, did he change his views? Is this a sign of that, or is it some weird way of like trying to thinking that he is
still on that path and justifying?
Because obviously they didn't put it in there just because.
No. There's a meaning
to it, and I was just maybe I'm just stupid that I didn't get what was meant. No. But that just got me thinking. So that's it. Danish word of the day.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And we're gonna stay with something Knud related, because he's doing all of this again to justify this utopia that he wants to create. We're gonna translate justify. Justify in Danish is
retfærdiggøre.
Yes, that's it there. To justify, retfærdiggøre. If you justify, retfærdiggøre. Depends on how it's used in a sentence. Yes. But just to simplify it. Justify in Danish. No, in English. Wow, and retfærdiggøre in Danish. There we go. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back next week with some more Vinland Saga. See ya. Farvel.